How are you today, Leroy?
Thank you. Good, good.
Doing
Thank you. A
great.
little better.
Oh goodness, you look
Oh,
refreshed.
thank you.
Wow. I see the glow in you.
Oh, thank you so much.
That is great.
Yeah,
I
I'm feeling good.
really and I really enjoy that you're feeling great. That makes me feel good
Oh,
inside.
thank you. Yes.
So
In fact,
how Oh, go ahead.
feeling good.
So you're feeling good.
Yes.
So how was your weekend?
Great. I was feeling more energetic.
Oh,
I believe that talking with someone in a safe place and just addressing my issues,
okay.
it was something that is really good for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you tell me more about what you done over the weekend when you had maybe a negative feeling or negative thought and it brought on your depression symptoms? Can you tell me more about some things that you were able to do to minimize those feelings?
Sure. What I did this particular time was, first of all, I went to walk to the park, and I enjoy, you know, seeing the nature, seeing people around. And then another thing that I did different this weekend was I washed my car. And then I had the energy to wash my car and to fix, things that you left behind during the week and things like that. So I feel great, and thank you for helping.
You're so welcome. So, give me more from your perspective of what channeled you to say, I have the energy to do this. I'm ready to take this on, even if it was for the day. What gave you the energy to channel into not letting those depression or depressive symptoms um, overshadow what you want to do or what you needed to do?
Well, first of all, because the fact that I am talking with you
Okay.
and you are making me understand that what I have is something that is biological, that is happening because it's a response for something that happened to me. And second of all, because I know now that not only I am feeling this, there's more people feeling that, and that I can resolve, that I can feel better, and I can fight back, to recover my life. And those things make the difference to I can desire to go ahead and do something different for me this time.
Absolutely. So, what I hear you say is that more people can relate to the things that you're going through, and you're not alone in those different feelings that you have when it comes to your depressive moods, or you may be feeling down for the day. The fact that you're not alone and someone else is going through some of those same things, not saying that that makes you happy that they're going through it, but you know that someone else is experiencing the same things that has you feel that has disabled you from doing the things that you love to do. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Exactly. Just for the fact that when I come to visit you,
Okay.
I can see people waiting to speak with you, and I understand that these people have problems too. And when I am waiting and I say hi to someone and I know that they have issues, then I understand that I am not alone, that I am feeling something that somebody else is also. And then I realize that this is something that I can fight back.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, and the thing with, I commend you. I commend you for saying, hey, there is a way out of this. There's a way. So from your perspective, you see that, you're not alone in this journey, and there are others that you can kind of feed off of for a support system, or even if it's individualized for your counseling, um, you look at it as being therapeutic. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to give you more insight about me
Okay.
and some of the things, a lot of the things that you have experienced, and a lot of the things that you have been through, I've actually been through.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you what depression looks like. I can only express to you how I feel when I'm going through these different channels, these different symptoms of depression. And at one point in my life, I held on to so much in my life to where I didn't know how it was gonna come out. But eventually, it's just like a release valve. It had to have an outlet. Let things build and build and build to one day it took for one or two, in just words, it took for one or two words to be said to me. And just like a Coke bottle that's shaken up, I exploded. I didn't know how to grasp on to my reality. I knew I recognized someone I didn't recognize. I never thought I would be the one to say I needed help because help to me was helping someone else.
Sure, sure.
I never thought I could be that person to actually say, I can't do this by myself. I need someone to hold my hand along the way and show me the ropes of how to get to this place of change that's positive. That was hard for me. So in relating to how you feel, and sometimes those days are not going to be always, as we said before, 100%, 80%.
Sure.
But the factors that lies is that you took the initiative to say, I'm ready. Now's the time. This is my season. Can you give me more, tell me more about the first time you ever experienced a depression?
Sure. And thank you for just sharing with me
Absolutely.
your personal experience because that really helped me to understand that these depressive feelings can happen to anybody regardless of which side of the equation you can be, if you are a provider or you are a client. Thank you so much for telling me that. Yes, and also I believe that this same nature tells you in your mind inside when it's time to come back to your normal life. Of course, this is some depression that happened for circumstances in my life. I don't recall being depressive in the past, so I do understand that I will recover from this because in my youth, probably before years before, I didn't have this problem until today. So I believe that I could come back and retake my life, which I really would like to.
Okay.
I would like to someday have a life of my own and like anybody else, having all kind of activities and then have, all the um, different things that people do in a normal life every day and not being just isolated doing things on my own.
Absolutely, and I totally understand the place that you're coming from, especially with being having those feelings of isolation and actually going through the motions of feeling that way. Can you tell me more about your family history? Can you give me more insight on your family history as far as depression? Is that something you would say that is inherited or something that have you seen someone in your family that has went through the same
Sure.
ordeal that you have?
Well, yes. I can recall that my dad probably he had some level of depression
Okay.
since he lost his mom when he was very young, at the age of 5 years old, and that was something that really made a difference for life. My mom, she lost her dad at the age of 12,
Okay.
and they both has to survive living without a parent because both of the surviving parents never remarried again, so they stay as single parents. And then I believe that those feelings of missing, dad or mom in both sides caused them to develop, this type of depression.
Okay.
My dad was a little more depressive than my mom, as I remember. I believe that because of that backgrounds, probably I do have this depression being around me, and will activate only with circumstances that be so, out of my control. And then probably that's the reason why this time I just came into that. But I have the good hope that this is going to pass, and especially because you are helping me
Absolutely.
to understand that. And thank you so much for that.
You're so, so welcome. You're so welcome. And I want to say, just, gearing back on your respect, from your perspective, would you say this is the void that your mother and father had, which led into depression? Would you say that void that they actually experienced is what kind of geared up to them developing those depressive moods and symptoms over time?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, so I remember speaking with you about the cognitive behavioral therapy, and I know we have been kind of incorporating that into our sessions more and more. So what I have given you here is the list. And this is one list of many that kind of helps you to change those negative thoughts and behaviors that you're experiencing. So one of them with the cognitive behavior therapy is expressing your feelings.
Right.
So I'll give you an example. Like on number 1, it says, tune into what is going on in your body. Would you say that's something that you have tried to exercise?
Right.
So that is. Can you tell me more on
Yes,
that?
because for a long time I was feeling that I have no energy.
Okay.
I was feeling tired.
Okay.
And then this time it was different because I desired to go out and
Okay.
just expose myself to the exercises to see, what happened. And then I find out that my body was responding to the exercise.
Okay.
That my body is okay. It was my mind that was feeling like I couldn't make it.
Okay.
So then, this is something I can see there as symptom.
Okay.
This tiredness and this attitude to don't want to do things and don't be active versus going out and try it.
Okay. So what you're telling me is that you were able to relate back to the positive change that cognitive behavioral therapy is bringing, even if it's on the first level of incorporating and paying attention to how your body is actually feeling
Sure.
when you're experiencing the symptoms from depression.
Sure.
So that's what you're telling me, that it was able to open your mind up to, hey, I don't have to feel this way.
Exactly. I find out that there's nothing wrong with my body.
Okay.
My health is okay. It was my mind that was making me to believe that I couldn't make it.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, I want to absolutely, since this is a great and positive change for you, I want to see if we can keep incorporating, even if it's just small steps, just kind of keep incorporating the cognitive behavioral therapy and the different homework assignments that we do within cognitive behavior. And if it's something you like, well, that doesn't quite work, well, then we can try the next approach. But what I want to gear towards is you incorporating cognitive behavioral therapy in your everyday life experiences. And when you can go back to those moments where you feel that I can't do this anymore, as we said once before in the last session, you can turn back to what's actually working. And if it's something within cognitive behavioral therapy, you can pull out and you can attach it to those depressive moods. That's the whole idea that we want to get to make that positive change.
Okay.
So does that sound like something you would love to keep doing? Okay.
Sounds like a good resource.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, again, Leroy, it is a pleasure. It is such a pleasure to have this honor to be able to open up about who I am, and you can have another insight and definition of the person that you're working with.
Sure.
I want to build and make this bond stronger, and it
Okay.
is my pleasure, and I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, ma'am. The pleasure was all mine.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.